Hey Junior Adventurers, we're here today in Sequoia National Park. And Sequoia National Park is also part of the Sierra Nevada range, same as Yosemite, so we're just about a couple hours down the road from Yosemite where we were earlier.
You got a little fly bothering you, huh?
So got attacked.
So Mrs. Schinner's been has kind of helped us out with a little project we're doing, and you may be wondering why you guys are standing in a circle right now. And the circle that you guys are standing in is actually how big this tree is right here, right behind us. I walked around it all the way just a few minutes ago, and it took me about 30 steps to get all the way around, which we figured is about 90 feet all the way around. So look at the circle that you guys are in, and that's how big this tree is all the way around. It is just absolutely gigantic.
It's huge. So sequoia trees can actually live to be over 3,000 years old, and they don't die of old age. They're actually very resilient to lightning strikes, which you can see behind me. This one has been struck by lightning several times, and they're very resilient to disease and insects. But the way they do die is by breaking in half and falling over.
So we were talking about how the trees do not die because of bugs or lightning strikes or fire usually, but we're talking about how they fall over. And this is pretty much the result of one of them falling over. It's just crazy whenever it does actually fall over. It's pretty much just mass destruction in the general area because of how big it is.
So this big pine cone right here actually does not come from the sequoia trees. This one is from that smaller tree right over there. The sequoia trees produce these pine cones. Isn't that interesting? So let's talk about fire for a second. I mentioned it a little bit when we talked about Yosemite and how fires in the forest are a natural occurrence and actually help the ecosystem. Pretty interesting, about 40 years ago here in Sequoia National Park, the rangers and scientists started noticing that new sequoias were not growing. And they found out that the reason that new sequoias were not growing was because the firefighters were doing too good of a job putting out the fires, even natural forest fires. When the natural forest fires, say from lightning is what normally causes that, when lightning would strike a tree and cause a forest fire, that would burn off all of the undergrowth in the forest. It would burn off all of these dead limbs that you see on the ground here, and make a fertile soil for new growth. Another thing that the fire did was made the pine cones from the sequoia trees that we talked about a second ago. It would actually heat them up to the point where they expanded and the seeds come out of the pine cone. And so that's how sequoias are able to reproduce, is by fire. So fire is very important to the ecosystem here, and now they have started allowing a lot more of the natural fires to take place.